Hello everybody, welcome to this latest edition of Snow Talk. This is Wave 3 News meteorologist Brian Good. Got some things to talk about here. We've got the wind and rain to contend with in the short term, and then I'll touch base on the potential for some snowflakes for Thanksgiving, and we'll look ahead into December. And if you're a snow lover, you're probably not going to like what I'm about to say. Sorry about that. Alright, as we always do, let's start off with the stats for the season. 3.3 is our total so far. It's well above normal. Normal at this point should be about 0.1, and we're way ahead of that. Last year, by the way, hit 26. Still think that's reachable this year. On the boards for this edition of Snow Talk, only one item. That's Wednesday night and Thursday, Thanksgiving. And it's a very minor event. And the reason why there's nothing else listed is I just don't see the pattern really favoring anything when it comes to a significant wintry event over the next 14 days. 14 days is my window I always look at. Alright, on the radar, as of the taping here of this video blog, showers moving back in again from the south. We've had a break briefly, but they're moving back. Heavy rain. Use some caution if you're out and about traveling. This is a two-parter kind of a deal. The first part now moving through Kentucky. As this back edge of the curl moves into Cincinnati around midnight tonight, we're going to be in a very strong southwest wind flow in this area. I think temperatures will rise. I've got us going to 60 by sunrise. I may go warmer than that. I'm contemplating close to 65, in fact. And then we got to deal with the actual front itself to the west. Now, the front is really going to help combine this entire region, what we call a very strong baroclinic zone, if you will. Very strong wind fields will develop in this area over the next 12 hours. And initially, they'll be out of the southwest, that warming that'll take place overnight. And then during the afternoon tomorrow, it'll be a west wind that'll kick in and war in here fast. And that'll drop our temperatures, but it'll stay elevated. So winds are going to be an important thing to watch. Along with that band of showers here and some thunderstorms. Got to watch that in the morning. I'm going to be keeping an eye on that for potential for maybe some stronger potential for wind damage out of this batch early Monday morning. I don't know if we'll get warnings out of that. But make sure to tune into Sunrise for the very latest on how that's trending as it approaches us from the west. All right, here are the sustained winds in our bar at the top of your screen in Louisville. They're 17. Now, these are the gusts that are on the map. And you can see now we're getting gusts on the south side of that curlicue especially. That's where they're kicking in at 30. We'll see that here in Louisville in a matter of moments. And then we'll see the winds really tighten up with this system as it gets closer to us. And I would rule out some 50-mile-per-hour wind gusts. So because of all that potential, the Weather Service has issued a wind advisory. All of Kentucky and a good chunk of the Ohio Valley kicks in at 4 a.m. officially until 7 p.m. Monday. But you'll notice the wind's already getting gusty outside. It's that period of 40 to 50-mile-per-hour winds. The highest point will be 4 a.m. to 7 p.m. on Monday itself. Here's a look at the what we call the Buffet, the sounding here of Louisville. You're looking at the ground. Here's the sky way up above us. And these are the wind fields on the far right. And look at the wind speeds just above the ground. I mean, you're getting about 61 mile-per-hour wind gust about 2,000 feet up. About 2,500 feet, in fact. That's very close to the ground. I feel sorry for the pilots trying to land at Louisville International. It's a bumpy ride. But very strong winds, very close to the ground. So it doesn't take much when we get what we call mixing in the atmosphere to get these winds to be shoved to the ground. So that's why I wouldn't rule out some 50-mile-per-hour gust that could take place close to the surface here. This, again, will be happening during the early morning hours. All right, so after that, we are going to turn our attention to the East Coast. This is going to be the big headline on your national news, the Weather Channel. They already are talking about it. Chance for a Wednesday night Thanksgiving nor'easter. Significant snow event away from the big cities, likely west of I-95. It has trended west. I think it's pretty much done with its westward trend. I do think East Kentucky has a shot at accumulating snow once you get along in East 75, but here in Louisville and most of Kentuckiana, we're too far west to feel the impact from this system. Based on a very, very likely track this would take. A very classic track, really. But a big headache for travelers. We're watching this guy kind of trying to sneak in. Wants to steal the show, but it's too little of a guy to really cause us major problems. But it is coming at us, so it is worth looking at. And the European does dive it in. Wednesday night, early Thanksgiving morning. Just enough snow to make it kind of festive, maybe, in the air for Thanksgiving when a lot of you get up. The GFS, very similar idea. It's got the system diving down, chance for some snow. Now, the models say it could be rain or snow Wednesday afternoon. I think it depends on when it arrives. If it waits until later Wednesday night and very early Thanksgiving morning, I think it's going to be frozen form in snow. If it waits until the daylight hours, it'll have a tougher time to stay frozen the entire time and may mix at times with rain, but overall, I think this is going to be a snow event more than rain. The Euro is trying to give us an accumulation out of this. I mean, it's going a little high here, about 1 inch in the northern counties. I wouldn't rule that out just yet because it's only Sunday. But you can see the point of showing this map is not the numbers. It's just that it's just a very light snowfall that takes place. There's a bigger snow in East Kentucky thanks to that nor'easter. GFS is lighter on the idea. It gives everybody less than 1/10 of an inch, actually less than 1/2 inch, I should say, of a snowfall for Wednesday night into Thanksgiving. But, you know, if we get the ground to get covered up, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? I mean, it's not going to cause major problems for travel. That's good. And it may whiten the ground in spots. I think it's perfect for Thanksgiving, really. But here's the Schreff model. It gives different model interpretations. It spits out random numbers of possibilities. And it's got a range here of 1 inch at the very top to nothing at the bottom. And its median, or its mean, is what I've got highlighted at about 0.9, or about 1/10 of an inch of snow, is what would be possible out of this system for Thanksgiving. In other words, not a lot. All right. Now, as we get into the following weekend here, the holiday weekend, this is where the models are diverging again. European came in strong today with a very strong, look at that, 70s on Sunday. And Tennessee potentially moving in, 60s here. GFS was much colder for the weekend, although I just saw its latest run at 18Z, the evening run. It did come in warmer to match the Euro slightly better. But the Euro can sniff out these ideas better because the GFS has a cold bias, has a tendency to really overwhelm the Arctic air into the United States, so I'm leaning toward the European. So I'll warm this up, mid-50s on Sunday, and I think 60s are reachable. And you get that warm, you've got to watch out for thunderstorm potential as we get into time. All right, the jet stream pattern does show as we get into time as well. We'll start to see the chance here for a warming trend to develop. Now, I'm going to show you this. This is the global pattern right now. You're looking at the North Pole from above. The United States, right in here. This is the current setup. Actually, this will be set up for Wednesday. I want you to look at the jet stream. You can see it, how it moves around the globe. Some dips and ridges is what we call them. Fairly amplified overall. I mean, it's got some decent dips and ridges here. Now, look what happens as we get into the first few days of December. You've got a few bumps here and there, but overall, you don't have anything really dramatic and extreme over the globe. The pattern, the jet stream is relaxing. It's going to ease a little bit. So we're going to get faster systems moving into the United States. Snow on the north side and warm and thunderstorms on the south side. And I think that will be the pattern for the first week of December, maybe even the second week. I would not even rule out, with this kind of a setup, of a 70-degree day. And I would not rule out severe thunderstorms. If this holds true, and this data, the way we're looking at it now, is hinting at that, that is certainly possible. But then after that, say around the 10th to the 12th of December, this is the European long range ensemble idea, and it is picking up on the idea of the Arctic cold coming back just in time for the second week or so of December. So here it is on the breakdown. 40s tomorrow. Again, it's tricky because you're going to wake up around 60 in the morning. You're going to come home from work. It'll be like 39, 40. One of those days we've seen like 3 times already this season where it's very dramatic from day to morning to afternoon, evening. Windy outside. Hang on tight to that steering wheel. Watch those showers and storms early on Monday. Chilly weather. We'll watch that system Wednesday and Thanksgiving. And then we've got the chance for some drizzle. I wouldn't rule that out. Maybe some showers on Sunday. But the bigger story is the warming trend. After that, at least the first week or so of December, as of today, is showing more of a sign of a warmer pattern and perhaps thunderstorms. And then after that, I think we're going to pay the price again for another extreme outbreak of cold weather. And yes, I do think we'll have many more snow talks with snow on the charts for later on in December. This is what we were thinking that winter would turn out, and we're not even into winter yet, but we're seeing the pattern locking in to this idea of extremes. Warm, cold, warmer and cold, and I think that's the difference from last year. Last year the cold moved in and it locked in. This time around I think we're going to see much more of a dramatic back and forth, and that's going to keep us busy, and it's going to keep everybody probably aggravated too with all the changes in the weather. So it's important to stay tuned because we've already seen the past several days. Forecast highs have been off at times, and our lows have been off because of the extremities of the pattern flipping so rapidly. It can really mess up the models dramatically as well. So forecast is changing every single day. So I can't stress enough. This is the time of year we've got to stay tuned and stay informed. Don't just assume the forecast is going to stay the same way for the rest of the week. All right, that's it for right now. I'll see you tonight after the football game. Have a good one.